Hello, welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and today is my colouring plans, and my plants are ridiculous. There's a stack here. I can't even pick it up because there's just too many. But yeah, there's quite a lot of books in my plans. I'm going to shove it out the way because it's literally in the way. Ooh, there we go. A little bit of space. I might need to shut the blind because some actual sun. Let's go in a bit first though. Before we have a chat. Hold on, I'm going to have to shut the blind. I'll just freeze you a sec and come back. Okay, so back and we can actually see what we're looking at. This was a whip from last month, Journey to Wonderland by Kitami Leaf. Yeah, I talked quite a bit about this in my finished pages, so I won't dwell on it too much. I've got an acrylic background, painted acrylic backgrounds around the edge, and acrylic pen background in the boxes, and I've just started doing a little bit of shading with some chroma flows, and I've started on the leaves, so still got a long way to go on this page, which is the all-purpose purifier. Yeah, hopefully there's quite a lot of little details, but it all feels very achievable and doesn't feel like any of it's going to take me ages. I'm still not sure about this green background. That may change at some point. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to doing these little naughty little creatures that are out and about in the purifier. So obviously got quite a few clock faces to do. Kind of got 4, haven't I? Because we've got the scales, which looks like a clock. And then we've got another clock that's got no fingers. Another scale with no, and then this has got fingers but they're not attached, and this naughty girl's moving that one. So yeah, I've got a few clock faces to do. Obviously I've done the pipe work already. That's in Luminance. I think I did the pipe work in, but I didn't love the feel of my Luminance even on the paper, so we'll see. There's still a bit of investigation still occurring on there, but because it's got acrylic in, I'm just putting a bit of that in to help. So Journey to Wonderland by Kitami Leaf is book 1 of many. Far too many. Yeah, I'm not I normally get about 6 done in a month, let's be honest, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, plus that one 19, so it's a ridiculous amount, but I can't decide. So I've thought, never mind, just have a massive pile and then we'll decide as we go when we're, doing it. Gabby Wolf, I've worked in for the last 2 months, I think. Minimania, book 3. And there are a few, I've been quite enjoying this book, so there's a few more that I've picked out that I'm hoping I'll get to. So I've selected this kind of, is it like a little coffee shop stall thing? Yeah, it seems to be drinks, doesn't it, and sweets and things like that. So I've got that one, which I quite fancy doing. And obviously there's quite a bit of white space in this, so that's actually quite a small image compared to some. I've also selected these. I don't do these little small diddly bits very often, but I thought maybe I could work my way through it over the month and just do one at a time. Might be quite a fun thing to have a go at. No pressure, just little fun little pieces. And obviously there's a teapot and some mushrooms, so it's very me. This kind of teapot, teacup house still appeals. I think I did select it last month, but I did the tank last month. But I quite like him sleeping on the spout. It does look quite comfortable. And then the last one that I'm like, oh, this one feels like a lot of work, but it could be really nice, couldn't it? This kind of jungly vibe. We've got, again, lots of great mushrooms, some really interesting leaf shapes. But there's quite a lot of this kind of random, just bushy, not doing much, but it's all going to have to be green background. But I quite like a lot of the foreground, the characters, the leaf structures. Just feels like there's a lot to do, and obviously these are a good A4 size, aren't they? But I like all of them. Depends on time, see how I go. But Gabby Wolf, Mini Mania 3, might do another one out of it. The other one that's returning from last month is Fairy Beauties by Coco Wyo. As you can see, I've got quite a few bookmarks in this. I just want to do the entire book. There is part of me that thinks I could just sit and do this book all month, but I probably would get a bit portraited out. I really want to have a go at one of these kind of cartoon layouts things where you've got a bit of a wing, flower, her body, but not her wings. You'd have thought you'd see a bit of a wing there, wouldn't you, really? Maybe this is somebody else's wing. I don't know. Could draw it back in. Don't know. Need to decide. But yeah, I quite like that one. Again, I'm going to whiz through these because I picked a few if I can get past the one that I did. This one I think is beautiful in the jar. Again, I think it's peonies, isn't it, that she's got around her. Although I don't know what these are. Not that it matters, because I'll do them whatever colour I like anyway. Because that's what I do. And then I also like this one with these little weird characters. You've got a little close-up of her flower rings. Yeah, she's got her wings on. Quite like that as well. Another one that I quite liked. This one I thought was quite different. I'm thinking that her hair is on fire. Has she got fire for her? I'm thinking she has. Then there's a couple of gem like crystal-y things going around as well, and so yeah, I thought that could be really like exciting hair on fire kind of effects. Thought that could be interesting. And then the final one of these cartoon breakup things that again I really quite like, and this time you've got her entire body in costume and all of that, which I do like. So yeah, I'll probably do the same again and scan my page onto my Nina card, so I've got something that's a little bit nicer to work on. Not that this is unworkable, you can work on it, I have done in past books, but this one I just feel like scanning it. Sorry for the glare. Fairy Beauties by Coco Wyo. Another one returning from last month, so it's going to be a quick one, but the Ellie Marks colouring bookmark. I think I will do another of these. I think I've decided to carry on this page that I've already done one of, so I might do, I think it'll be one of these two. I don't think I'm going to do Daffodil this month, but yeah, these are quite quick, quite fun. I'd quite like to get a lot of these. I'd like to get these done because I could actually use them, because obviously I use a lot of bookmarks every month, so that's quite useful as well as fun to do. The Big Book of Colouring Bookmarks by Ellie Marks. Then I don't colour a lot of Kirby. Where is the other one? Excuse me while I just tip over the pile of books that weighs a ton. I don't colour a lot of Kirby. This one I have coloured in, this one I haven't coloured in. So I thought I might be brave and start one of these. I don't see myself getting these finished because they're all pretty complicated pages, and one of the reasons I don't colour in these is because I know they take me ages. I'm not one of those people that can just, you know, go over the detail and leave it. I can't, no. If it's a cog, it's got to look like a cog. I've got to do, you know what I mean. I make life difficult for myself, so I know I'm not going to finish these if I start them, but I'm kind of thinking I might have these going for a few months if I start them, and if that's how it is, that's how it is. But I'll show you the progress along the way. So I have selected this crazy page out of, which one is this? Colour Morphia. I don't have all of his books, purely because I haven't coloured in the ones I've got very much, and I kind of, I think his work is astounding, but I do find it a bit intimidating to colour because look at it, it's crazy. This, I think, is an amazing page, but even when I'm just looking at this bit, I'm like, whoa, what is this rocks? I mean, obviously we've got this coming through. Is this fire from the dragon, or is this water? They're quite complicated pages, I think, is my sum up, but I think this is a stunning page. I've got a bit of a stalk there as well. But yeah, this dragon, I think, could be amazing. I've got a blossom tree. Just the more you look at it, the more you spot, don't you? And some fireworks down here. This could be an amazing page. But am I going to finish this in a month? Probably no way, because it's so complicated. So there's that one, or I've also picked out a few out of this one, so I quite fancy this dragon eye with the buildings in, or there is another dragon in this one that feels a little bit less complicated than the one in Colourmorphia, but then obviously you've got all these bits of pagoda that feel like there's a lot of work in these, and they run over here as well, don't they? So I think it's still simpler than this one, but that other one is still slightly calling to me, but in a terrifying way. I quite like this mushroom, again with the buildings on and more mushrooms underneath. And this fairground in the flower, I think, could also be a bit strange, but I quite like it. Have I got one more in there? I think I have. Oh yeah, this was another one that I've looked at for, again, I feel like I've opened this page, and like it actually sits open on this page, because I've opened it and looked at it many times. It's part of me that would really like to do these, because it's amazing drawing, isn't it? I really like it. So yeah, I'd like to start in one of these. Like I say, I have done one. There is a finished colour in this one, but which is why it's kind of pointing me towards Colourmorphia, but that page is so complex, isn't it? So we shall see. I'd like to make a start in one of those at least this month. Another book that I've had a while but not coloured is this one. What is this one called? Flower Bride by Dada Cat. Fantasy wedding dress. It's lovely. It's got like holograms on the front. I've picked quite a few. They're quite samey, I think, would be my only criticism of this book. But again, it's quite nice paper. I think you could get away with quite a bit of playing with mediums in this. This one, I think, is kind of sea-based, so heart of the ocean. So you've got some fish in the background. Obviously she's in water. And a costume. Or, I quite like this one, Kiss of a Fairy. That's definitely a fox, not a fairy, but maybe it's the other way around. She's got quite a nice bit of pattern work that's quite nice. Then I quite like this one. Again, kind of feels like there's a lot of decorative work, but I quite like a bit of gold work on a page, so that does appeal, and maybe nice oranges and yellows, that kind of thing. Sorry for the helicopter going over if you can hear it. No idea why. Dance of the Night. I did, in that princess book, I've just done a kimono. I did quite enjoy it, so I thought maybe I'll pick another kimono-y page that I could do. Don't know. And then Rapunzel. Yeah, I think this is lovely. Quite like the way their dress is styled. Or the last one is another sea-based one. So Atlantis. Got all these little jellyfish about, and her dress is kind of quite jellyfishy. So I'm kind of semi-thinking maybe some fluorescence might be quite nice on that as a kind of contrast to maybe some darker water. But yeah, I've got some ideas of what I quite like to do in this one that I've forgotten what it's called again. Flower Bride by Dada Cat. Again, uncoloured, so I need to do some. Another uncoloured. This is in my Books to Touch video at the beginning of the year. I still have chickened out. Mythographic, I have a bit of a block with Mythographic. I've still not managed, I only got two. Got this one and Voyage by Joseph Cattenbang. But I always love Fabiana's illustration, so why have I not coloured in this? I do not know. Just seem to have a Mythographic block. But yeah, Fairy Wonderland, I've picked a few out and they are beautiful pages. I know what is going on with this kind of perforated thing. I kind of feel like I've only opened this and looked through a few times, and already some of them are feeling a bit like they're going to come out. But yeah, I quite like this one where she sat in the pomegranate with some grapes around, got a bit of mushrooms and greenery. Quite like that. Feel like there's something on the page. Sorry. So that one is very tempting, very tempting. This one, for a while I was like, what is this? But she's upside down, isn't she? So you've got moths, and then if I flip around, it's a bit easier to kind of see that she's kind of, looks like she's asleep. Maybe like a chrysalis, that she's like hung upside down with her wings wrapped around her. So yeah, when I figured out what was going on, I was like, oh, yeah, maybe that would be quite nice, because I've got wings you can play about with some metallic effects, can't I? And then I quite like this with the, what are these things called? I know they're terrible for the environment, I can't think what they're called now. Chinese lanterns, duh. And then this nice little girl, it's just a shame it's got a massive great big slug on it. Oh, and another snail. Snail. It's like my back garden. A world of snails. Until the hedgehog visits, then he clears them out. Come more often, Mr. Hedgehog. And then this one, I think I have looked at this one before and think this is beautiful. But their dress is very much looking like they're flowers. I think they're beautiful. And then we've got some kind of, is it a lantern or a jewellery box or something? Not sure. Just feels a touch intimidating, but I think if I just get going on one of them, I'll feel a bit better. And then this was the last one that I think is probably the most unlikely of all that pile for me to start on. It's feels a bit easier because they're just basically little mushroom houses down the side, isn't there? And then you've got a lot of woodwork around the middle, but I did quite a bit of wood effects last month, so I'm kind of thinking, oh, I don't think I want to do that one at the moment. I think something like this one, maybe. See, I love all this bit of this image, but snails, I'm not so sure about. Where's the other ones? This one I still like a lot. What was that one? And this one. I think they're probably the most likely out of them, but I'd like to see myself have a go in one of these, but I have a huge pile. I'm being unrealistic. This is also uncoloured. Million Magical Unicorns. Million Unicorns, I don't know. Oh, it's because it's magical creatures. I was going to say, where have I just got magical from? I'm not sure about this book. There is part of me that thinks if I don't colour it in this month, maybe it's got to go, because I've got to be honest, even when I was looking through, I was like, there's some nice double pages, but because I've picked a lot of books this month, I wanted some half, just half, like, I do think that's nice. So I was just looking for some single pages in this, and none of them really excite me that much. I've picked this one that's got, again, some kind of forest housing rabbit place. Ghost things, don't know. And obviously the fat unicorn. Perhaps I shouldn't say that, but they are quite chubby for a horse, aren't they? Also picked this one. More unicorns. I thought, again, I could have some quite fun playing about with different things in the background, because that could be quite fun to work with. And then, oh yeah, another jellyfish. Again, thinking maybe fluorescence with some white outlining. Not sure. And then, yeah, this one I was thinking metallic background, because fairground ride. So yeah, an excuse to play about with some metallics. But yeah, I'm not sure about this book. I can't decide. Well, that's quite nice with the birds, isn't it? Two birds hugging. I didn't notice that one before. Two different castles. I quite like that one. But we'll see. There's some nice doubles in this book. That much I will say. I like a lot of the doubles. The singles not exciting me too much. Anyway, we'll see. Million Unicorns by Luna. This one I thought was uncoloured, but I just had a look through it, and I've got whips in this book that I wasn't even aware of. So I think this is the compilation of the seasons books. So it's got all of the seasons books in here, but I don't think it's all the pages from all the books. So I think if you have all the books, you have more. And I seem to have a Christmas whip, unfinished. Don't know why I've done that. It's very unlike me to leave whips in a book. I've got an autumn whip, again, unfinished. I have no idea what pencils they were. They weren't working brilliantly, whatever they were. And I think at the front, I did notice, I've used the front as some kind of tester page thing for something. I think I was looking at how to cover black lines, so it looked like I've tested Winsor & Newton, a cheap acrylic, Aquafry watercolour, none of which look like they've been very successful. But yeah, I've ruined a page testing things. I don't know. crazy. Anyway, I'm thinking I'm not going to do those whips because obviously they're autumn and winter. I'll come back to them at another time. Quite like this dragonfly. Thought this might be quite fun. It's not too big of a page, not a huge commitment, and I could do the other side to go with if I felt like it, because I quite like that side as well. Or I've also picked out not going on a summer holiday this year, so I thought might do some nice coloured beach huts to make myself feel better about that. But yeah, quite like a bit of bright beach hutty theme. And again, started on this in I don't even know what. Again, whatever it is, it doesn't feel particularly nice. I don't know what that is. I think I can kind of feel something on the... So I wonder if I've painted over something. I don't even know what I've done. But I'm thinking, oh hello, we've got some sun again. Through the other window now. Great. I'm thinking I might do this as well. This could be great. And obviously you've got black background, sky. So I can really just concentrate on the tents being something bright and vivid. And then you've got quite a bit of green work, haven't you? And a cheeky owl in the corner. And a little bunny down there. So yeah, I'd quite like to do an actual proper page and maybe finish it in this book. Rita Berman's, I think it's Seasonal Walks, isn't it? But it's the compilation book together. Another book, uncoloured, that I appear to have dripped some paint on somehow. Don't know how I've managed that when I haven't even coloured in it. This is the Flowers and Girls. I think this is the first one by Yon. I haven't coloured in this. There are some absolutely... I'm going to have to shut the blind, aren't I? Because I can't keep avoiding that bit there. Hold on, I'll pause. That's annoying. It wasn't the blind, it's where the window's open. Ugh, so I had to shut it a bit. Yeah, there's some really lovely doubles in this book, but because I've picked so many books this month, I have not picked doubles for this book, but I have picked this one, which I think is very pretty. These, again, they're not massive drawings. I'm thinking these will be fairly quick once I start working on them, so I'm hopeful I can get one of these started, but they're really beautiful little drawings. But there's some, yeah, absolutely stunning doubles in this book. So you get the double and you get the coloured print of the double. But yeah, there's so many lovely ones in here. Look, another lovely double. And the print of the double to intimidate you a bit. But yeah, I haven't picked anything too intimidating. I've picked fairly simple ones just to get me going, I think. But yeah, there's some that I very nearly picked this one with the reds. Because it's stunning, isn't it? But especially because I've picked those Kirby ones, I'm like, no, I'm not signing myself up for a double because I'm not going to get two doubles done. So, Girls and Flowers by Yeon. Not sure I will get to this, but I've still popped it back in the pile anyway. This is the Heart Healing Magic Book by Fulong. Picked a couple out of here. There's a few that are quite manga-y looking, which is not really my thing, but this is uncoloured. And I quite fancy this kind of sweet treats kind of theme. So you've got a couple of bunnies, kind of feels a bit merry-go-roundy, but then you've got these kind of cakey kind of structures around her. She's got little birds in her pockets, so yeah, a bit kind of oversweet kind of look to it, I think. Or I also think this is a beautiful page with this rabbit. You get these kind of coloured version, just the line work is coloured, so you can work on that one. I'm not going to. I'm going to work on the big one if I work on it, but I think this is beautiful as well. And again, very me in the background. But quite a big book this. It's, you know, a substantial kind of A4 sized book. There's a few really nice Christmassy ones that I'm hopeful that I'll remember in this book, because there are some nice ones in it. But it's quite a mixed kind of book. There's very different things going on in it. But those two I thought might get me started in this Heart Healing Magic Book by Fulong. This one, it's been in my colouring plans before, but I didn't get to it. Dreamweaver by Olivia Whitworth. There are some stunning pages in this. I'm probably not going to get to this till I'm off for summer, but I'm still putting it in my plans in case I get kind of a base of watercolour on it, because it'd be quite nice. Again, no summer holiday, thinking about holidays that I'm not going on. So again, another hut page with lots of kind of sea creatures, because you've got kind of above and below the water thing going on in this one that I think is really quite attractive, isn't it? I quite like all of this as well, and the hut, and then obviously she's having a swim. Yeah, I think it's really nicely drawn, this book, but it is very busy. And I also quite like this as well with the balloons. Again, full double. Will I get a full double finished whilst I'm at work? Probably not. But it's nice to, you know, I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe I could get a few of the balloons started or something like that, even if I don't get them all finished. But Dreamweaver by Olivia Whitworth. Now, although this one is quite a big book, the actual colouring is quite small. So this is Healing Time Every Day with a Lovely Doll, Coloured Pencil Doll Colouring Book by Sigon Lim Draw. Probably said it wrong. A few people did ask for the ISBN when I did it in my Aladdin haul. I did put it in the comments, but in case you were wanting it, it is there, because I know it's not the easiest book to find. I think it's basically the Blythe Doll colouring book, isn't it? But so I've picked a few out. They're much of a muchness, these pages, but I've picked a few. We'll see. I might change my mind on which ones. I quite like this girl's little frog. I thought that was quite cute. And obviously she's got Mickey ears on. A bit of bright flowery dress. I thought was quite nice. I quite like doing something with these roses in the background, and she's got red hair and she's got this textured jacket on, so I thought that could be a bit of a trial to do. And then she's got this lovely fawn, so you know, you can't say no. Plus blue hair and a little bear. So yeah, there's some cute ones, but the actual space you're working in, although this feels like quite a big book, it's not actually a big drawing to work on. So again, I'm thinking this could be pretty quick. There's no backgrounds. You're literally just doing the characters and some of the detail. I might do a background behind her. Who knows? But yeah, I might have a start in my most recent doll book. Then a few more of my Korean Aladdin books. This one, Desert Fox, Mysterious Travels colouring book by Park UM. Oh, I'm not even going. Them. Is that even in focus? Yeah, I think so. So, I've picked a few out, and I have tried to pick things that didn't feel too difficult to do. This paper is not as good as the next two books that I'm going to show. It feels, I mean, it's not Amazon paper, let's be quite serious, it's much better paper than that, but I don't think I'm going to get away with much watercolour on this, so it is going to be probably maybe a bit of basing with Tombows or something like that, or just straight colour pencil work. So there's still quite a bit to do like that, and that will take me a bit of time. But you've got all these strawberries growing. The little house is obviously some kind of strawberry cake. It's cute, isn't it? Let's be honest. The teapot, again, I thought felt reasonably easy to do. Wouldn't have to worry about it. Had a hard day, could do a bit of teapot. Don't need to think too much for that. This, again, sweet treats. I'm clearly hungry when I was picking these pages, because I seem to have picked all cake pages. But yeah, I thought the little train's nice with the cherries in, and more little cake houses. It's quite cute, isn't it? Train and cake. What more do you want? And then the last one, this, is it hyacinth? Hyacinth in the little plant pot. And it looks like, is this a little shop? It looks like it's a little shop. Oh, is it the post office? I don't know. Why would a post office be selling potions when some kind of shop? Who knows? I think that's quite a cute page as well. But my first page out of this, Desert Fox Mysterious Travel colouring book from Aladdin. Oh, my pile of was going to tip over. Uh-oh. It's all gone badly wrong. I'll have to pause you. That last book was one book too many and it tipped the whole pile over. But then slid under my chair. I couldn't live with it. Had to fix it. Okay, next one. I've picked pages from both of these little ones. Again, they're only small, so I'm hoping I will get them done. Hello Forest Friends, colouring book by Jo Borum. It was hard to pick out of these books. They're all so cute, and oh, the paper is so good, it fights back. I've tried to stay in the kind of spring, summer kind of sections of the book. I think this little bird is super. I quite like this kind of evening dance around the gramophone player. I think that's so cute. And you've got little lanterns. I don't think I'm going to stay exactly the same colour palette that they've used in the examples. I think I'm going to do my own thing. I do like things a little bit brighter. And it's all very much the same greens in their example, isn't it? So I'm probably going to change that up. But yeah, I quite like this as well. Again, I've got a little Badger Bakery. People seem to have tree houses. You've got some owls. It's just cute, isn't it? It's cute. Look at their little faces. This whole book is just cute. And then I've got the little fishing people. I'm thinking I probably can get away with watercolour with this because this is pretty thick. Feels like really good paper in this book. So I'm thinking I could watercolour all the background, which would be quite quick. And then you can concentrate just on the little characters. So although it needs a background, it doesn't be a hard background, I don't think. And then these all sheltering under the mushroom, which seems very appropriate for me here in the UK at the moment, because rain, humid rain. Get a sunny day, but it's so humid it's horrible. But it's mainly just rain. So, you know, sheltering under the mushroom seems familiar. From Hello Forest Friends by Jo Borum. And then my other little one that I've pulled out is Colouring Book for a Bright Day Together by Rainy Park. Again, I'm going to whiz through these because these are cute as well. I've got a pretty simple one, no background, just the little characters under the umbrella. See a theme developing. Summer with an umbrella. Then we've got a little grocery shop. I thought this could be quite fun, although it's a bit fiddly. Little portrait. Shopping bags. Yeah, I thought it was quite cute. Little grocery shop is cute, and also a little tea shop. Have a nice cake as well while we're there, resting from our travels. I thought that's also cute. So yeah, I might do one of those from Colouring Book for a Bright Day Together by Rainy Park. And then finally, you say, we're right near the end. Yay! I did two in this one last time. My first landscape watercolouring book by Go Yuan Jung. So I was half thinking that I might even just work from the front with these on these little practice tasks. So it starts off with this tree, which is basically just kind of 3 tones of green that you're overlapping in kind of a dotty action, and then the same with the bark. You've kind of got 3 tones of brown in the bark and a little bit of wispy bit of grass. I thought it's quite doable, and actually that could be quite useful as a practice, couldn't it? Again, there's 2 if I need to do it again. And then there's the same thing but with autumnal colours. Again, it gives you the palette down the bottom. I might actually translate what these say when I actually come to have a go. So I'm thinking I might do the green tree and an autumnal tree as good practice, because I spend a lot of time doing trees. And then there's also this kind of semi-blossomed tree as well, which we'll see how brave I feel. And I was half thinking I might try the rocks as well, because whilst they're not the most exciting, kind of stone and rock come up a lot in various different coloured pages, don't they? So could be a useful task, I feel. And then I'm up to where I've started. I'm thinking maybe the month after. Maybe the feather. We'll see if I get time to have a play in my first landscape colouring book. If you want the ISBN for it, let's get it the right way around. That might help, won't it? Oh no, it's still the wrong way around. So there you go. Like I say, I know these are on Aladdin. I've seen them on there. And then my final one, which I don't know if I'll do this month. I've had this a long time. It's been in my pile to do for a long time, but I just keep chicking out of it. Wildflower Folk by Christine Caron. Stunning book, wonderful paper, hence why I've not worked in it, because I'm too chicken to actually do it. But I'm half thinking I quite like to try and make a start on it. So I've picked out the foresty ones, because you know me, I like a bit of foresty one. So Forest Sprite, I have this actually as a diamond art painting, and the way she does the colour work in this image is just absolutely stunning. So I'm half thinking it would be quite nice to do this image as I mean, I'm not up to doing this as a painting, but just the way she's using the colour. You've got purples, you've got blues, you've got reds. It almost feels like there's some green in her face. Just think, yeah, as a challenge, it does quite interest me. Even in the hair, there's so many colours in the hair. And as I have, obviously, a little picture of it, no excuse not to do it, have I? So it should be with my diamond painting, but it's not. It's living in here at the moment. So I've got that one, but I like all of this book, but I quite like this one. I didn't do Mermaid this year. Totally forgot about it when I was doing my colouring plans, because I'm an idiot. So I thought I could do that one at this point, or I quite like this one as well with their lovely wings. I thought I could play with a bit of metallics and pearlescent or something like that. That would also be quite nice. Did I pick another one? I did. Oh yeah, the other one. I think this is also a diamond art painting, but I don't have this one. Wildberry Bloom. Again, really beautiful. I don't know if I'll start this month. Again, it might have to wait till summer when I'm off, but Wildflower Folk by Christine Caron, and thank goodness, breathe a sigh of relief. That is all of them. It's entirely ridiculous. I realise I'm being ridiculous, but I couldn't decide, and I wanted some choices, and some of those are a challenge to me. So I've got some easy colouring and some terrifying colouring mixed in. Hopefully I'll get some bits done. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I'll try my best. I can't do any more than that, can I? So yeah, hopefully there's some pages that have interested you. Let me know, which ones would you like to see me do? I'm making no promises though. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you on the next one. Bye bye.